So we have some exciting things happening that I just pointed out to Travis today that like, wow, things are finally coming together. Today we went by the phone store because service was like going off and on, and apparently it was just something that was happening. That Telecom didn't communicate with the phone place on base that was going to be happening, so they've been getting a lot of phone calls like, what's going on? And it made me start looking into like our bill and stuff, and like when we're getting charged, and it didn't look like we had been charged like for the entire month of August. And I was like, this is really weird. So we went in and we talked to him, and we were like, oh, and also like, do we get charged per text? Because now we don't have iPhones, so I didn't know if like maybe before we had something that like we just got charged per text because iPhone to iPhone is free anyways. And I didn't know maybe like what Travis had set up when we first got here because I wasn't here. It turns out it was good that we went in because the lady realized that, oh, we've been here for how long? And we have how long left? Oh, we only have a year left? Oh, then we should sign up for this plan because we're not using the same phones we started our plan with. Like initially, I guess you're paying for the phones as part of the contract, but because we're like so far out, or like we've had the plan for so long and we're only a year left here, she switched us to a SIM only plan because we're not paying on the phones anymore, because we're not using those phones anymore because they died. So it's gonna make our bill like 40 euro, almost 50 euro a month cheaper, plus we get more data. She set it up so we both have 24 gigs of data now. I had 6 before. 6 gigs of data per month. But now with this new one too, we have like free streaming of all videos and music and everything, and like messaging and calling is free. So we were like, what do we pay for then? Like what are we actually gonna be using data for? She's like, oh, you know, just pretty much like Google and GPS. And we're like, dang, that's crazy. So now we both have like, Travis used to have 12 gigs and I had 6. So now we both have 24 each. So that's like double, quadrupled the amount that we used to have. And it's gonna be cheaper. So we were like super excited about that. And then Travis found out that he's supposed to be, fingers crossed, some paperwork may have gotten a little kerfunkled, but he should be re-enlisting tomorrow so that we can get an assignment come February. We'll have to touch on that later, like what our plan is for after here. I know a lot of people have asked and I haven't really like talked about it a whole lot, but we'll get to that eventually. But he should be re-enlisting tomorrow, which means he'll be signing for another 4, but we don't know if it starts after his initial 10 was supposed to run out, which would be, I think, next year. No, 2022. I think like the beginning of 2022. So we don't know if like this 4 years is gonna start from there or if like it starts right away. We don't really know yet. But regardless, he's supposed to be doing that tomorrow. And then we've been looking all over the place for a new bike for him because y'all know he'd gotten pretty crazy into riding his bike every day. Like every day. Like made it a goal for himself to ride his bike to work every day. It started getting pretty worn out, and like, I don't know a lot about bikes, but like right here on the tire, thanks Zeke, I'm trying to talk, buddy. I don't know, there was like wires, or like the tread was like peeling off kind of. But yeah, so basically he didn't want those to just like die, and like he had just gotten it tuned up right before we went to Switzerland, and the gearing's like all funky too. And moral of the story, he hasn't been riding it because he didn't want it to get like something break on his way to work and him be trapped like halfway between here and work, and like it just not be a good situation. So he hasn't been riding, and I think it's been driving him crazy because he really does enjoy it. And he was like, no, you know, we've set up this plan now to like get everything paid off. You guys know when I was working, we had this plan, like we're gonna put this much towards debt and get everything paid off. And we got a huge chunk of it paid off. Like we got my car paid off and paid the rest of his personal loan off for his car and like different things. We got all of our credit cards down quite a ways, but we still have like that remainder that we just wanna get paid off because we wanna start like building credit back up, or even just like savings back up so that, you know, whenever we leave here or like whenever we get back to the States, wherever we go next, that he can get the truck that he wants, because he really wants to get a truck. all of that to say, we went and looked at new bikes too because he really wants to be able to ride his bike to work. And yeah, we could fix this one, but he's been looking at gravel bikes because that is a road bike. And a lot of the trails here, while they are like nicer and maintained, some of them about half the way to work is gravel, and road bikes are not set up for gravel. So he wants to get a gravel bike so that he can go on really any terrain, not any terrain, but you know what I mean, and it'd be fine. So we have been looking at trying to get him a gravel bike, but if you've tried to buy a bike recently, you know how limited everything is because, well, Rona, he's running into that issue that he wants these specific components on a bike and he's not able to get them right now because everything's sold out. Everything for 2020 is sold out, so they're waiting on like 2021 models, and most of the pre-sales for all these like special types of bikes are all sold out. It's a nightmare. So I think we may have finally found one that he likes, that he's gonna be happy with, that can get him back to riding his bike to work every day like he wants to. Whew. And yeah, so like things are just like working out. Like we got our phone plans all fixed up and like paying less with more data and getting stuff paid off. He's re-enlisting and he's getting his bike, and like, yeah, things are working out. Everyone's been commenting on like how well I'm doing. Starting to see some abs and it feels pretty good. I have been back to intermittent fasting as well as vegan, plant-based, excuse me, doing my workouts 6 days a week. It's crazy. We've also been doing virtual school. So for Calvin, for the first semester, we have 2 huge binders of stuff. So like this one has reading and language arts and math. So this is the entire language arts section, and then the math section is down here, which is considerably smaller. And then in here we have like all of the science, and then we have social studies, and then art. So that's been going okay. It's a little hard to like have him doing that while I'm trying to do like take notes for Travis's math class and stuff and help with that, and it's just a lot. So when Travis goes to work, it's kind of my time to like buckle down on the like homework stuff. Ooh, we're really orange. This is kind of our setup right now. We have Calvin's stuff, and then like the college stuff, the elementary stuff. My trail mix is almost gone. I need to order more. Early Christmas present, anyone? You want to order me some trail mix? I'm kidding, sort of. I need to get these dishes unloaded. I went outside and threw the dog's toy for a while, and kind of getting catcalled by the people working on the house next door. It was weird. Ugh, hate it. Look how stupid and ugly it is. It's such a stupid house. Okay, it looks so far away, but it's literally in our backyard. Literally, metaphorically in our backyard. So yeah. I see you. I didn't want to throw your toy too much because you're starting to limp. But I did get some new shoes the other day, because all I had were my super cheap black shoes that I had gotten from Deichmann when I started working. Well, I got them like a ways into me working. I don't even know at what point I got them, but they were like 10 or 12 euro. Just super cheap, super basic. These are the only, they look all funky shaped, tennis shoes that I have. The toe's all smashed, but they're like very breathable. So when we would go hiking and it was like a dusty area, I would take my shoes off and my socks would be like super dusty. So I got these shoes. They're Adidas. I super duper like them. And these shoes, they're both Adidas. They were on sale. I got both pairs. I think those were 23 and these were 36 or something. They were both less than $60. 2 pairs of name brand shoes for less than $60. That's a steal. And even though we're budgeting, do you want to know how I got these shoes? It was from you guys. We have a couple of Patreons, and our Patreons donate money each month to us to help us out, to help keep creating things and doing awesome things. And I feel like this was part of it, was to get some hiking shoes because mine were crap. Now I have 2 new pairs of like workout / hiking shoes that I can wear when we go on our excursions. And I feel like that will just help so much because with those shoes too, like they're comfortable. I got them for working and I have like, I put an insole in them so like they're more comfortable. But by the end of the day, like when I take my shoes off, my arches just hurt because I don't think they were like enough support. So like the whole next day walking around without shoes on, my feet would just be like super stiff and just really hurt every step that I took. So this is gonna help so much. So I just wanted to say thank you to you guys, our Patreons. I really appreciate it. We actually only have 2 Patreons right now, and that is just fine because you guys are amazing. I know our channel's small and everything, but like every little bit counts. Any acknowledgement or like help and support, the kind words, all of it. Like all of it means so much and I appreciate all of it so much. Thank you, just thank you. Poncho's running away from Zeke with his toy. He's not chasing you. Get him, Zeke. You got booty itch? Your brother has your toy? Go get him. I'm gonna go work out. Go get your brother. Go get him. So I went earlier and got my nails done because it had been about a month because we were quarantined due to Rona. It had been a minute, but like you saw, I went with a pink. Next time I think I'm gonna have them longer. I would have done it this time if she had the time, but because she was sick last week and then all of her people from last week, she's also doing this week, and like we went with a short pink and I like it. You're the apple to my